First, Fort Bend County Judge KP George is denying any wrongdoing tonight as he faces 2 felony counts of money laundering. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Keith Garvin. My co-anchor Daniela Guzman is off tonight. We want to begin with the felony charges filed against Fort Bend County Judge KP George this afternoon. These new money laundering charges are not related to the misdemeanor he was previously indicted on for misrepresenting the identity of a candidate. KPRC 2 News was the only station inside the courthouse when George turned himself into jailers. Mario Diaz was there. He joins us now with this developing story.
For the second time since last September, KP George found himself getting processed here at the Fort Bend County Jail. Only KPRC 2 Investigates had video of George when he arrived here to the jail. I caught up to him. I asked him, hey, what do you have to say to the people of Fort Bend County as he was walking in to get processed for 2 felonies, both of them tied to money laundering. George did not want to answer any of my questions. He was upset, focused, walked straight to the back of the jail. We had personnel waiting for him, and then they escorted him to get processed. It lasted just over an hour, and George now finds himself obviously with these 2 felony charges. Why is this significant and different from what happened last September when he was charged with a misdemeanor? Because in Texas, if you are convicted of a felony, then you will have to leave office. Of course, we're going to be following this story as it develops, and we do know that George's court date is set for mid-May. That's the very latest. Mario Diaz, KPRC 2 Investigates.
The Fort Bend County Democratic Party is calling for George to step down following his arrest today. Based on a statement George released, he has no plans to resign. He says he remains committed to serving the people of Fort Bend County. KPRC 2's Corley Peel spoke with the chairman of the Fort Bend County Democrats about why they feel it is time for Judge George to go.
The chairman of the Fort Bend County Democratic Party, Fred Taylor, tells me he is disappointed in Judge KP George, and he feels these new money laundering charges are a reflection of his character. Judge George is responding to these charges, saying this is a political witch hunt.
Do you think he should step down?
I think he should step down. I think he should step down because he has shown that he doesn't have the character and integrity to hold that office.
Fred Taylor no longer thinks Judge KP George should be the highest elected official in Fort Bend County.
In the past, when you've been asked to comment about KP George and charges he's facing when he had that misdemeanor charge, you've always said, let due process take its course. Why are you now deciding to withdraw your support from him?
Well, there's a number of reasons because, you know, my father always said, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Our cameras and Mario Diaz were at the jail as a judge turned himself in, dodging questions. George is accused of laundering $30,000 to $150,000. Records show he allegedly tampered with a government record, such as a campaign finance report, with intent to defraud or harm. Judge George responding with a statement saying in part, let me be absolutely clear, there is nothing illegal about loaning personal funds to my own campaign and later repaying that loan. George is now accusing the Fort Bend County District Attorney's Office of weaponizing the government with a political witch hunt.
And then when you publicly attack and accuse and defame someone with the integrity that our DA, Brian Militant, have, I think you draw a line in the sand with it right there.
Judge KP George says he has full confidence that justice will prevail. He faces a judge on May 19th. Corley Peel, KPRC 2 News.